If you want to be successful as a personal trainer or any other similar business, you're going to need to master these 5 things. And if you miss just one of these things, you could end up working way more hours for way less money and probably burning out. A part of me dies inside every time I meet someone who goes, I used to be a personal trainer. Used to be. Manage your own hours, choose what you want to earn, wear active wear all the time. No one stops personal training or a similar business unless they just couldn't get new clients. Kind of sad, really. But my name is James Smith. It's my mission to help small businesses get more clients so they don't have to go back to recruitment, because I've done it. It's terrible. The first of those very important key elements is what I'm going to call in-person mastery. The first lesson that's really important is the hours that you do in person as a coach with a physio, PT, yoga instructor, they're actually your least paid hours in the scale of the next 10 years, but you learn the most in that period that's going to help you earn more. In essence, although the personal training sessions that I took 10 years ago didn't pay that well, I'm still monetizing now because I got to learn the people, their problems, their issues. There are things people say to you in person that they just don't say online. There are things that you pick up on people in person that you just don't learn online. And the craziest thing is so many people are looking to bypass this step because they think they're too good for in-person clients, but you're literally stepping over such a golden opportunity that you won't even see the returns for a few years. It's really important that you learn people, you learn your demographic, because you need to understand their problems. Because everyone sits down in the consultation and says, oh, I'd like to be a little bit fitter and, I would like to feel a bit. It's bullshit. When you really get to know that person, 5 sessions in, they're like, my wife left me, I want to get a hotter version. Correct. Another woman says, I stood up in a meeting in front of some important people and a bit of my belly fat stuck out from my dress and I'm mortified by it. Okay, cool. Some people say, my best friend's getting married and I want to look better than her at her wedding. Awesome. And these little things that you learn from your clients in person then become your hooks and your setups and verbiage that you can use in your content. I don't know if that's a real word. But then there's another element of in-person mastery. When your client comes in and you just sense they're a little bit off, they're exhausted, their kid's ill, or it's quarter end, and you start to pick up on the frustrations and the elements of their programming where they need a break or a downturn. Then as an online coach, you can go, hey Trish, the last couple of weeks, we've not seen much of a performance increase. I recommend we have a deload week next week. Tell me about your work setup. Are you working towards a quarter end? Have you been doing more than usual? Is there stress you maybe not told me about? It's only through picking up those issues in person that then you can have the same spider senses when you work with people online. And these little things add up in most to client retention. People stay with you longer because they get all these little instances of you understanding that person. And one of the biggest things that people overlook from not wanting to work with people in person or thinking they're too good for it is how many ideas you get from your clients. I'll never forget one of my first videos that ever went out. My client said, James, I know it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't really understand macros. What are they? I was like, wow, that would make such a good video. So I helped the client. I went away, I made the video. Then when another client came back and was like, what's macros? I was like, you never guess what, Sheila. I've actually made a video about that. Check it out. So don't overlook in-person mastery. The more time you can spend there, the more you're setting yourself up for success. Imagine in-person mastery being like the foundations you're building to build a skyscraper on. If you just go out there trying to skyscraper without foundations, you could fall down. Which brings me on to number 2, time management. Now, this isn't so much being on time. Tardiness, is that the word? I don't know. Do you know what tardiness means? Yeah, of course you don't. Of course you don't. How old are you? Tardiness, the quality or fact of being late. Lateness. There you go. Keep that in the edit. They can have that one for free, Declan. First of all, if you're going to be late for people, when I say time management, I'm not talking about being on time. You should be on time to every single session, you little fucker. What I'm talking about is managing your time in the business and on the business. In the business is serving the sessions, walking the floor, being in the gym physically. On the business is maybe time at home with your laptop out, making your website, your landing page, working on your email marketing platform, strategizing maybe the content you're going to do for the week. In the business gets you paid. On the business will get you paid down the line. Now, unfortunately, a lot of people just spend time in the business and then after 30 years, they stop work or they burn out and then they have nothing set up and they kind of go back to recruitment. Whereas if you can spend more time on the business, strategizing these next few moves and going, if I did this for 3 years, maybe I could give up working on the gym floor and have something set up for me. It's about managing your time there. There are going to have to be quite a few unpaid hours that you start implementing now so you can get some really well-paid hours in a few years' time. So we've got time in the business, time on the business, which then brings us to the schedule. In the beginning, you should pretty much say yes to every single session you can, but very soon you should start actually trying to allocate session times that people attend to. You have a 6, you have a 7, then you have an 8:15 and a 9:15. Then you have a half-hour break and you might have an 11 and a 12, whatever. Stick to the hours, create some organization and go from chaos into structure. If you stay at chaos, you will be in the gym too long. There'll be too many gaps in between clients and ultimately you just won't have a life and you'll end up going back to recruitment. because you go, oh, I just couldn't bear being in the gym all day. You didn't have to be there if you'd manage your diary a bit better. There are setting boundaries for your hours. And within your first 3 to 6 months as a coach, you should stop probably working evenings. So I know people go, but James, 5 p.m. and 6 p.m. is my bread and butter. Listen, I don't want to charge people loads of money to come into the gym at 5:30 p.m. when the gym is swarmed and I've got a queue with 3 people to use the leg press. No thanks. The evening is disgusting in the gym. And the worst part is you've been awake for 14 hours. So in time, it's important that you want to eradicate evening sessions and actually bring your finish time earlier and earlier and earlier. You can make a lot of money as an in-person PT and never do a session after 2 or 3 p.m. And if you can create the demand for your businesses, you can do that quite soon. Then that means you're spending less time in the gym, more time at home, more time on the business, more time with your partner, your loved one, your girlfriend, your family, and more time even to go to the cafe and have a nice 3 p.m. coffee and sit down and write some emails that you're going to send out tomorrow morning on a schedule, whatever it is. But if you are a trap to your diary, you are fucked from the off. So many people fall into the trap of being a slave to the hours, thinking that they need to accept every session, accept every time, bend over backwards for their clients. Oh, can we do 2 hours later today? Sure, I'll just sit in the gym for another 4 or 5 hours. No, it's not happening. You wouldn't message your dentist on the day going, I'm going to be 2 hours late. Is that okay? You wouldn't do it to your barber, so don't expect people to do it to you. If you can manage your time effectively as a coach in the gym, you can make your daily, weekly, monthly life so much better and so much more effective. Which brings me on to number 3, business priorities. One of the first traps that people fall into is thinking that they should be working for free rent. The majority of gyms that go, hey, you can work for free in the gym, you just got to work for us a little bit. If you deduct the amount of money that they save you off your rent and divide it by the amount of hours that you're doing, you are working for minimum wage. If you're a coach, the last thing you want to do is work anywhere near minimum wage, let alone try and charge people a large amount of money for your services. Then they come in on a lunch break and see you wiping down someone's sweat off a leg press. It's not happening. You are better off paying it, because that is a business expense which you can then deduct against your tax bill. If something is reducing your profitability, it is also reducing your tax bill. You are better off having those hours, because those 12 hours a week that you're wiping down sweat from the leg press or walking around working for the gym, you could be spending in your business or on your business, which are both hugely profitable, some now, some further down the line. The gym does not have your best interests at heart. It has the best interest of the gym, and getting you to do your little PT business, but better yet, do slave labor around the gym and do the bitchy tasks like putting bog roll in the toilets when someone's had a shit and used it all up, is much more there for their benefit than yours. Pay to play. Pay your money, get the most out of it. I could be making this video at home, but instead I'll spend $2,000 a month on this warehouse. Why? Because 1, my business is paying for this, not me. 2, it's a tax reduction. It's probably money that would go to the government anyway. And 3, this expense permits me to make better content, which benefits my business, my content, everything. See it the same way with what you do. Don't look to cut costs when it comes to facility. If it's expensive, it's probably because it's good. Do not work for anyone for minimum wage. You're supposed to be a fitness professional. When it comes to business priorities, a lot of people don't really know how much they should be charging for an hour. They go, oh, how much are you charging in Wigan for a PT session? ChatGPT, how much does the average personal trainer charge in Wigan for a PT? That's not how we figure this out. When it comes to determining your hourly rate, unfortunately, you have to start right at the bottom, and the only way that can move up is through demand. I've got people saying, oh, I've only got 3 people as online clients. How much do you charge? £55 a week. Cool. You're too expensive, bro. They go, what do you mean? I've got a BSc in kinesiology. I've got my SNC. I go, whoa. I don't care about your qualifications. I don't care about how long you've been a coach. I don't care about how many IFBB pro cards you've got. You're too expensive. And I know, because you've got 3 fucking clients. If you weren't too expensive, you would have more clients. And in the onset, what we want is to be busy for less money. So then we have the opportunity and the leverage to increase our prices over time. If you want to become an expensive coach, you start as a cheap coach, you build demand, and you slowly increase your prices over time, like putting a frog in hot water. If you put a frog in hot water, it will jump out. But if you put a frog in cold water and heat it up slowly, it will boil to death. That is actually a theory. It's been debunked, but the sentiment of the story should remain the same. We want to get in cold water, heat it up slowly through demand that we can create from social media and other places. And when it comes to increasing your prices, your key leverage here is demand. Someone says, oh, James, why are you putting my prices up? Because I'm too busy. Same with my mentorship. In 2 and a bit weeks, I'm increasing the prices by $500. Why? Because I need more money? No, because I'm too busy. For me, by increasing the price, less people join. Less people join, less work. But less people join at more money, less work. Now, if I was pretty quiet, I'd probably run a discount, but I'm not. It's demand is the leverage. Same way, you want to go on holiday. Oh, Easter's coming up. Oh, how much is a flight to Dubai? Oh, £750. I don't know. Declan, it's been a while since I've flown economy. What does a flight cost in economy these days? He doesn't know because he's flown business, the cheeky cunt. Insert whatever an economy flight is. Oh, UK economy. No, No, I'm only joking. I used to fly Air China. Just like, wait, humble brag, keep this in the edit. Still got a sticker in my passport from when I used to fly Air China to save £100. Beijing 10-hour stop off. Don't worry about it. Anyway, demand. Easter. You're thinking, oh, I know how much a flight is. Not on Easter, it's not. Double it. Why? Because everyone wants to fly at Easter. Some say you're better off in the UK, you pull your kids out of school, you get a fine. That fine will be less than trying to fly the kids during the holiday. So pull them out, pay the school, cheaper flight, cheaper hotel. Anyway, again, within this section, we're going to look at how to negotiate prices. Golden rule, this could be a whole video in itself. If someone's not willing to pay you the amount that you want, instead of moving your price down, make the session shorter. Everyone knows an hour is about 5 to 10 minutes too long for a PT session anyway. The perfect PT session is like 30 to 45 minutes. So if someone wants to do 30 minutes, they can do their own warm-up. They can do their own biceps and triceps at the end. You go there for the main compounds. The main reason is that person just coming to the gym and seeing you for half an hour is half the battle. They go, oh, I didn't have a 2 for Tuesday's Domino's last night because I'm seeing my PT tomorrow. So never come down on prices, just come down on session price. And then some people are like, oh, James, I'm a student. Can you do me a discount? No, but I can give you a half hour session twice a week. Cool. Now, in their mind, they're still paying the full hourly rate, but they're getting 2 sessions. Me, I'm still only giving them an hour. And it's more time in the gym, more coverage for other people to see me and potentially want to use me. Then one of the other things that's important within this business is delegation. I could do this edit. I'm good at editing. I'm fire at editing. But Declan over there just so happens to be better. Now, some of the audio in this video might drop in and out because my car is being detailed outside. And even though he got here at 8 a.m. and it's now 11, he decided now to use the pressure washer. So although we're going to clean up the audio in post-production, for me, paying him to clean my car means that I'm not cleaning my car. And if I'm not cleaning my car, do you know what I am? Making content for my channel. So some of your business priorities should be getting other people to do things that you don't want to do. Because by doing so, it means you can do things that are more important to your business. Like make this video with the sole purpose of getting you to buy my PT starter kit course, which there'll be a link in the description. But let's not get distracted because we need to talk and move on to the next area, social media priorities. Using social media is like an interest savings account. If you pay into this for a few years, your money is just going to compound and get bigger and bigger and bigger because your audience is going to compound. The people invest in your brand and business are going to compound. If you put money in an ISA, hoping to be rich in a year, you're fucked. But if you see the long game, people overestimate what they can do in months and very much underestimate what they can do in years. So see it like that. For the majority of you, short form content is the way that you want to emerge because long form is exhausting, it's tiring, it's expensive to edit. You just don't have the time because you're a coach. So utilize short form content because it just takes one video to completely change your scenario. And wow, what's that? Imagine if I was to give you my short form content creation course included in the PT starter kit. Well, don't worry, it's already in the description, but don't click on that yet. We've got more things to cover off. We should also be looking to create content which can be used as a resource to send clients to. Someone goes, oh, James, I'm struggling with this. Don't worry, I made a video. Oh, James, struggling about this. Don't worry, I've made a video. Oh, James, I'm not sure about my pricing. Don't worry, I've made a video. A video isn't just an asset that we float on the internet to get new people to come into our ecosystem. We can also use it to send our existing clients to. Oh, James, I'm struggling with this. Don't worry, I've created a resource for it. Here's the YouTube link. Here's the Instagram link. Here's whatever it is. So content isn't just for today, for the next 24 hours. It's a place that we can send people to when they're struggling and that we can repost. Another social media priority is about building an email list. I don't care if it's your first 1 subscriber, 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, you need to start the email list. You cannot push that back any further. The longer you put it back, the more you're just going to be at a flipping back of the queue when the race takes off. Email marketing is so important. The day you start social media is the day you start email marketing because you create an incentive structure to build your email list through social media. And another social media priority is going to be about creating gravitas, some form of authority in a space where people goes, oh my God, watch that person's content because they know what they're on about. I'm moving into 5 to wrap up quickly, brand priorities. Not many people, especially coaches, are considering their brand with all of this. My advice, contrarianism. Be a contrarian in one area where you go against the grain, you disagree with people openly. Then there's polarization. Don't try and appease everyone. You want to make sure that you have an approach. Like for me, I drop the C-bomb quite a lot because I know that 70% of people are going to go, oh, absolutely disgusting language to be using online. And other people are going to go, it's my type of guy. The mustache. As a single man, I would have this in all the time because 70% of women would go, mate, you look like a pedo. Why have you got such a deep voice for a woman? Also, if I was a pedo, that's the last thing that I'd be repping. But then 30% of women go, like the mo. Again, it's not about pleasing everyone, it's about pleasing that subset. Do the same with your content and your brand. One of the biggest hiccups you're going to have as a coach or in a similar industry is worrying about what other people think about you. So you're a personal trainer, you go, oh, fuck, oh, what do other personal trainers think of me? You're a mortgage broker, what do other mortgage brokers think of me? Oh, you might be an author, what are other authors? Your peers are the only people that are never going to buy your product. Never, ever. ever. So don't worry about their input or their opinion, because quite literally, they're the only people that are never going to buy your product. And the reason that all these things we've spoken about are so important is that down the line, you will diversify. You might not be a personal trainer in 5 years. You might be doing something completely different. You might end up writing a book, which I never knew I'd write a book until I end up writing a book. You might end up bringing out a drinks business, which will hit 8 figures this year. So make sure that you are building your socials, your gravitas, your email list, so that down the line, when you do want to have a little bit of a change, you are set up for that. Now, if this video tickled your pickle in any way, that short form content creation course and that PT starter kit combined in $99 US, which is an absolute steal. Like I said, there's going to be a link in the description for that. Please check it out, buy it, could revolutionize your life, or might not, but I put all the nuggets in there. And if you're still not convinced to give me your money, then check out this video here, because YouTube is a smart bugger and it thinks that if you enjoyed that video, that you would absolutely love this one. And if you don't want to watch that, I'm not going to force you, because I'm not your dad. You have a good day.